It is Sunday night and we are live in the Madhouse. I am Tommy Marr. This is the Maverick Soul Hour. Again. We got a great show tonight. That's all I can tell you. I want everybody to get comfortable and relax. Get yourself where you want to be. Get your jammies on, whatever it is, and your whatever you got to eat. Sit down and relax. This is going to be a great show. It's going to be an historical show because it's going to be you're going to get a lot of lessons about a group that was our own people here from Long Island. And you're going to enjoy every moment of this. I promise you. But before, as always, I want to go back and I want to talk about the week before. First of all, for you guys that watched last week, what an incredible show that we had last week. Vince Martell from the Vanilla Fudge, who is, to me, one of the most patriotic guys you'll ever meet in your lifetime. He does so much for the veterans. He has done... I mean, I know Vince a long time, and we're very good friends, and I know what he does. It's not smoke and mirrors. He actually gives, you can't believe the amount of time that he gives and the money that he gives up by what he does for the veterans. He's an incredible patriot, and he felt that he wanted to start a band, you know, outside of the Fudge, even though they're doing their touring and they have a new record out. He started a band called the Band of Brothers, which is just a power trio, and it's all veterans. And last week on my show, we had Vince, and Vince said, "Hey, Tommy, you know, it'd be nice if we could get some veterans down here." So we had this place packed. I mean, there must have been 60 people in here, and we had probably about 16 veterans over here from, I think one guy was from World War I. We had Korean veterans. We had Vietnam, a lot of Vietnam veterans. We had the younger guys from the Middle East there, and I'll tell you, it was a very emotional show. If you guys saw it, you know what I'm talking about. I want to thank Kathy Dolan Malley for the song that she let us play, the video that she let us play that she wrote for the veterans, and it was an incredible song. Kathy, thank you so much. It was just a really great night. I dedicated the show to my dad because he was a big World War II, you know, Battle of the Bulge, hit Normandy Beach day 2. So, you know, I mean, listen, man, you know, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for those guys. And I don't want to harp on it, but like I did last week, I showed you a picture of when I was a kid in my hometown in the 1950s at a Memorial Day parade. And I showed you a picture of this past Memorial Day parade. It looked like an atomic bomb went off because when I was a kid, you couldn't even get in a spot on the street. And, you know, every kid had a flag, and you knew why you were there, and you knew why you had the flag, and you knew why you were honoring these people. And now today, people, you know, I'm sorry to say, but they take freedom for granted, and it's very sad. And like I said last week, I don't blame the kids, I blame the parents. So, you know, parents, step up, teach your kids what the price of freedom is, because, you know, like these dudes that were sitting on the couch last week, they'll tell you what the price was. And a lot of them, and the guys that didn't come back, well, just look at the graves and you'll know. So I don't want to get stuck on that, but I thank each and every one. Bruce for bringing them in from the VFW. Thank you so much. And my Uncle Dominic, thank you so much. It was just a phenomenal show. The band was incredible. It was just a great show. So I thank everybody that was involved. Rosemarie, also thank you for coming down. I mean, Rosemarie, she has an organization. She actually has given 27 houses mortgage-free to wounded warriors. I mean, that's incredible. So my I take it off to you. And also JD over down in Birmingham, Alabama. We work with him. Vince and I work with him. He has an organization called 3 Hots and a Cot, where they have a bunch of homes down there too, and they make sure that no veteran doesn't have 3 meals and a place to sleep. You know, because these guys are living under bridges and stuff, and it's just not right. So I take my hat off to all you guys. I thank you all. I hope you guys all enjoyed the show, because I sure did. It was great. I also want to say that my band is reuniting after 3 years, and I just like to let you know, June 27th, we're going to be playing at the Blue Parrot in Massapequa. You guys want to come down? It ought to be interesting, because great guitar players, great band. I hope my throat gets better by then. I don't know what the hell happened to my throat, but I got some kind of laryngitis going on. But we'll be at the Blue Parrot on the 27 Vital Signs, and Russell Bodazak, Kenny Loeffler, Bob Batchelor, and Ed McCormick. So come on down and say hello and hang out and listen to some good old classic rock music. It'll be good. And lastly, I just want to thank some friends. Yesterday, after we left the studio, a friend of mine called, and this is something I really love, that I still have most of my friends from kindergarten. I mean, and that's a rare thing nowadays. And it's not that we really just see each other now and then. We pretty much stay together, you know. And I mean, I'm talking about a lot of people. I'm not talking about 3 people, 4 people. I'm talking about a couple dozen people that since kindergarten, we're all still friends. To this day, we still see each other. We say hello. And yesterday, one of them Timmy Malley had a party at his house over in Amity Harbor. And it was really great to see all my friends. And I just want to say, you know, it's such a good thing to do, you know. That, you know, and we walked in and just right away, one guy mentions one word and boom, it's off and running, and it was a ball. So Tim and Nicole, thank you so much. It was a great day. I really enjoyed it. We watched the race, and it was cool. So thank you very much. We had a great time. And Janine's waving at me in there like I'd done something wrong, which I probably did. But anyway, tonight's show is a very special show. I've been waiting for a long time to get this guy on, but he's a great guy. I don't want to even go there yet. So we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to come back. Like I said, get yourself very comfortable. We're going to have a great night tonight. I guarantee it. You're going to hear things that you're not going to believe. You're not going to believe. Right, John? Honestly, I really mean that. You're going to hear some stories like that you don't hear anymore. So stay with us. We'll be right back. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul. So hang in there. Get yourself tight. We'll be right back.
Time to make the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts are always fresh. I made the donuts. We make them at least twice every day. Time to make the donuts. Not a few kinds, like supermarket. Made the donuts. Time to make the donuts. But up to 52 varieties. The donuts. Time to make the donuts. I made the donuts. Dunkin' Donuts, up to 52 varieties, fresh day and night. No supermarket can say.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
think this is a good time to tell you. You're doing okay, Mom. I can call you Mom, right? I know we haven't known each other very long, but you seem like a real keeper. You're not perfect. There was that strained carrots incident, but you're trying. You pick up my bottle every time I toss it out of my stroller. That's high comedy to an 8-month-old. You hum the Barber of Seville when you wash my hair. So cool. And your rub-downs are out of this world. Anyway, I want you to know how much I appreciate you. You know, right? How much I love you? You're doing okay, Mom.
I cannot hear a word you're saying. He looks psychedelic then.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face. Goodbye. Oh no! I don't. Power!
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power!
We are back with the Maverick Soul Hour right here in the Madhouse, live in 204 countries. This is a show I've been really looking forward to. I really truly have. I actually know this gentleman that's here as my guest tonight. I think he's a great guy. I like him a lot, and I know you guys. But I want to give you a little bit of history. Now, you older folks like me, you remember these guys. You younger people, here she comes. These guys were our Beatles. Okay, the name of the band was the Hassles, and I don't know what your name's doing. And they were the biggest band around on Long Island back in the day. So let me just go down. First of all, let me go down and tell you the names of the guys that are in the band. Richard McKenna. He was a guitar player. He was in the band from 64 to 69. John Small played drums from 64 to 69. My guest tonight, John Dizek, vocals, harmonica, tambourine, from 64 to 68. Harry Weber, bass and organ, 64 to 66. Some guy you might know, Billy Joel, keyboards and vocals, 66 to 69. And Harry Blauvelt, from 66 to 69. That was the lineup. Not all at once. A couple replacements here and there, I guess, as we will talk about. But it is with my extreme pleasure to introduce my special guest tonight, who made a long trip here tonight, my buddy, my friend, and actually, this guy, first of all, I know all the girls are screaming at home right now because he was the Paul McCartney of the Hassles. He was the Paul McCartney at the time, probably in the United States. I mean, really, all the girls loved him. You'll see the pictures. We'll show you everything. We're going to expose him like he's never been exposed before. So I would like to introduce, with a pleasure and an honor, my friend and a great musician, Mr. John Dizek. John, thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you, Tommy. It's great to be here. Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you. It's so good to have you. And it's kind of like, I'm a little younger than you. Not a lot younger, but just a couple years younger than you. And, so I was one of those teeny bopper guys that wanted to be you know what I mean? And to have you, it's kind of like, you know, you never dream of something like, you know, I've had the 10 years after in here. I've had a lot of Vanilla Fudge has been in here, and you know, to actually think that I'd be sitting down and you know hanging out with these guys one day is kind of crazy, but
It's great.
but it's fun, you know.
Sure.
And you know, we had met a while back, and you know, we talk a lot, and I'm so glad we finally got your ass in here.
I'm glad too.
So, if you don't mind, can I kind of take you on a roll of your life?
Certainly.
And feel free at any moment to correct me.
I can't
or
wait.
if I step outside my boundaries, say, you know.
All right, don't worry about it.
I mean, I think I know a lot about you guys, but I might be wrong. So if I'm wrong, just let me know. Because this story, guys, it's such an interesting story. And this is why, I love, remember, you know that show on VH1, here she comes again, on VH1, Behind the Scenes. I love that. I like to hear things that happened before, you know, things
I
that
like that too.
you always wondered. You know, a lot of times it ruins it. Like when you hear a song and then you hear, no, it was you know, I was standing in an elevator, stepped on a bug or something. You know, it's not quite what you thought it was.
Yep.
You know, but then there's other times where it's like, wow, that's really heavy, or that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I love to hear the behind the scenes things that happen, and I wish people would do more of that because I really loved that. So. This here in itself, I think I found very interesting, and I just made myself some notes. I know you guys, I don't usually use notes, but this is important to me because this actually amazes me. John Small, and tell me if I'm wrong. This man at the age of 8 was a professional drummer.
Yeah, he started out pretty early, you know.
In 1955, he became a professional drummer with a band called the Starfires.
Yeah.
Okay? And in 63, now I know what money was in 63. I probably had a paper route or something. But I know that the average income for a family was probably $6,000, and that was probably a lot. You know,
Yeah.
because I think even later than that it was like $8,000, so it had to be like $6,000 a year. I know that's hard for you people under whatever we are to understand that because
right.
a lawnmower costs that now. But he was making between $150 to $200 a week. He probably was making more than his parents.
Well,
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
John was a businessman.
But I mean, at a young age, I mean, he's
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah. He learned that from his father. He worked in his father's store. His father had a store on Jackson Avenue and Jericho Turnpike. I forget what kind of store it was, but at an early age, he learned business and how to promote himself, you know, which still to this day, he's one of the biggest promoters now down in Nashville.
Is that right?
And he does Billy's videos and, you know, things like that. He worked
should
at
have Skyped him in.
MTV for a long time.
I hope you're watching, John, because I'll tell you, I take my hat off you. 8 years old, professional drummer, and in 63,
Yeah.
you're making $150 to $200 a week.
And he's a great guy, too.
Yeah. Okay, let's follow the journey now.
Sure.
So, and like I said, correct me if I'm wrong. In 63, you meet up with John Small. Is that true?
Right.
You and Richie McKenna.
Right. First,
And Harry Weber.
Right. I met Harry. Harry had come back to high school. He was a bit older than all of us. He had left high school and then came back and as an older guy, you know,
Right,
kind of. I think
right.
he was like 20.
Yeah.
And we were like 16. and, you know, like,
that's the
wow.
guys I went to Woodstock with. You know,
Yeah.
like, we were kids, and they were, like, we can go. They just opened them to get in. You know, and you were at that time in a band called the Takers.
Takers.
The Takers.
Yeah.
Was that like a girl thing, like, you know?
I
Because we know you were the man. We know you were the man.
well, it started there, you know. That's when I decided, hey, I want to be a front man, you know.
Hell
and,
yeah. I want to be a taker.
Yeah. And it started there, you know, and we played for Battle of the Bands in high school.
So you were
high school
16 years old
dancers.
then?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now you, Harry, and Richie McKenna, you guys, and Jim and John Small,
John.
you formed the Hassles.
Right.
Okay? Now, this is another incredible story. See, these are the stories I like. This is, to me, it's funny, but it's also very cool. Now, Harry Weber, who was the older guy, right? He had a car, an old piece of junk.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
And now, from
Three-speed
what
on the column.
Right. I had the same thing. I had the 3-speed Impala. But you guys, the car would always break down, and you would go from parking lot to parking lot. And
Right.
you'd break down, and you would sit in this car for hours and harmonize.
For-
and he
for
taught you
days.
how to... Days. I even have that down. For
Yeah.
days. And you would sit in these parking lots, and Harry taught you how to harmonize.
Right. We always had a guitar and harmonicas in
Right,
the car.
right.
And there were 5 of us. Well, actually, Richie McKenna and John Small didn't hang out with us, but me and Harry and this other fellow John Abrant, who became our road manager at the time, and he was Harry's age, and I think the time you're talking about, though, we took this old car and we went down to Jersey, down to the shore in Jersey, and on the way back.
Wait a minute. I think I know this story. Tell me if I'm wrong. Was this on the expressway?
No, this is on,
Okay.
what is it, 95 coming up through Jersey?
Jersey Turnpike.
Yeah. And so they let me drive. I didn't have a license. My hair was like down here, And we're stoned out of our minds. We had taken acid, and there's like pot seeds all over the bottom
Yeah,
of
and
the
in those
floor.
days, the narcos were everywhere. Everywhere.
But this is amazing. I'm driving along, and we're tripping,
Nice.
right?
The tunnels are fun, right?
A cop pulls up on side of me, rolls down his window, and he goes, "Pull over, miss." I pull over, and boy, am I scared. It was a Jersey cop. I pull over. I don't know how we talked our way out of it. I don't know what happened.
Because you were cute, and did you use a girl's voice?
So he let John drive. The guy didn't even realize we were
Yeah,
stoned
cops
or
were cooler
anything.
then,
It was a lot different
Yeah,
world.
it was a
you
lot
know that.
different. Like like I grew up in a town that, the local, they would take you home, if you were like drunk or something. They would take
Yeah.
you home. Then you'd
Right.
rather go out to jail than go deal with your father, but.
So anyway, we made it through. We got through New Jersey, and we get through the tunnel, and we're on the Long Island Expressway. And we started breaking down around Queens.
This is the story I know.
Right.
And you heard about yourself on the radio?
We pull over to the side of the road there, and we'd stay there for I don't know how long. Went off and used the bathroom somewhere, washed up, whatever. And we decided, hey, cop comes and sees all these pot seeds on the floor. We're going to get in trouble. We took all the pot seeds, we cleaned out the car, and threw it all on the side of the expressway.
Did they grow?
Oh, they did.
Really?
Oh, boy, did they grow. And we would push the car back onto the highway when we decided we want to go, and we'd ask for a push.
Right.
And people
'Cause
would
it
push us.
pop the clutch
And
and
we'd just
start.
be partying in the car, and
Right.
we knew the car wasn't going to start.
Right.
And somebody would push us, and then they got sick of pushing us, and they'd take off, and we were in another parking spot. And we made it to Westbury like that.
Right.
I don't know what happened. We stayed in Westbury for a long time. But anyway, I think somebody finally came and picked us up, and that was the end of that car. Might have been
But wait a
Maria.
minute. There was a story, though, that I had heard that you guys actually broke down on the expressway.
Right.
And you heard about yourselves on the radio.
I think that's when we threw out the pot seeds because there were helicopters flying over, and they'd said that there's a vehicle blocking traffic on LIE, and they're going to investigate or whatever, see what's going on, because we are causing quite a traffic jam. So that's when we decided to clean out the car,
That is hilarious.
We drove
That's
back
hilarious.
at the end of the
Now,
summer, and
to
we,
get the
there
pot?
There were pot plants, like 4
Really?
feet high. We said, well, give them another week or two, When we came back, they were gone.
Somebody,
Yeah, what a waste.
Somebody did. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See, these are the stories that I love to hear. I love to hear this. I mean, the harmonizing thing is what intrigued me, is that you actually sat in this car for hours and days and days and
Yeah.
days learning how to harmonize.
We worked out our songs,
Yeah.
and
That must have been a funky smelling car, man.
oh, it was.
Wow.
You don't notice it.
No, I know.
Anybody else
No,
would.
Yeah, I mean, God, if your mother ever went in the car, she'd die. Now, here's another intriguing thing. In 1966, Battle of the Bands at the Forest Hills Tennis Club.
Oh, right. That was.
Who just played there?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they reopened it. You actually had this Battle of the Bands before a James Brown concert.
That was at a James Brown concert, yeah.
Now,
And we
that
won.
and you won.
Yeah.
You won the trophy. Now, did you get to meet James Brown? Did you get to see him perform?
No.
Because he's
we
like
just-
my idol.
Yeah, I know. We never did get to meet him. We
that must
left
have been
and we were
some
excited
rush.
that we won this big 3-foot trophy, which the manager got, and we didn't get anything else for it.
Right.
You know.
But now, was the audience full because of James Brown? Was it
Oh,
already
yeah.
full when you guys played?
Yeah, it
So
was-
that
it
must
was
have been an
packed house.
incredible rush to go out in front of this crowd,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Was that the first big crowd that you played in front of?
The biggest, I would say, at the time.
Yeah.
You know,
That
we
had to
played
be unbelievable.
bigger
I
ones
mean,
than
and
that.
that was the place too at that time,
Yeah.
right? That was,
Yeah.
I mean, now the seats, I remember going in before it closed, the seats were so small, you could tell how things have changed, 'cause
Yeah.
nowadays people couldn't sit in these chairs. Because I saw somebody there and I remember, my God, the seat is so small. I mean, it's like this. So,
I guess people were thinner then, too. You know?
well, there was no really, there was like one fat kid in every school,
Right.
really. Because, it was a different world, go home from school, get out of your street clothes, your school clothes, and get in your street
Yeah.
clothes, and come back when the lights out and you out and play.
That's right.
It actually moved, not sit there with your thumbs. And then you took, and I got to mention, the song that you won the contest with was a Freddie Scott song, Are You Lonely for Me, Baby? Is that correct?
You know, I don't even remember.
Well, I'm telling you, this is your life, John Dizek. It was a Freddie Scott song, Are You Lonely for Me, Baby?
Yeah.
How could you forget that?
I don't know. I know we did a lot of Sam and Dave. We did Otis Redding. We liked that black sound.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And our
Well, you guys
harmonies
were a
lent to
blue-eyed
it.
soul band
Yeah.
and a psychedelic band, too.
Yeah.
Hence my psychedelicness here. Well, that's why people loved you guys, especially Long Island people. I mean, that was the time. That was
Yeah.
the time. That was a psychedelic time.
How times have changed.
And you guys kind of like mirrored the Rascals a little bit, right? There was a little.
Yeah, people said that, but they also said too the Vagrants,
Yeah.
and
Well,
which
you
we
know,
loved them.
They all came.
know,
The
and we
Vagrants, the
loved
Vanilla Fudge, the Rascals.
Right.
It was those three. Actually, I got to meet Felix. I met Gene and Dino a few times, but I finally got to meet a couple weeks ago Felix
Oh, yeah, I saw the
backstage at
pictures.
Westbury, and boy, he was I tell you, that guy.
Some musician.
I love that. I
Yeah.
still love him. I mean, his voice is just.
Oh, yeah.
It's him when he sings, and there's no two ways about it. All right, so now we're building popularity after you won the Battle of the Bands. Okay? This is another amazing thing to me. You got to play for Bobby Kennedy's birthday party.
Right, with Ella
Now,
Fitzgerald. She opened. She was the
tell
she
the
was
people
the,
about this,
main line.
because this blew me away.
Well, okay, actually, that was much later on because Howie and Billy were in the group then.
Oh, okay.
So it was a 5-piece group. And it was at a theater house down in Greenwich Village. And it was a fundraiser. I thought it was his birthday, but it wasn't his birthday. It was a Democratic fundraiser. And for
My
Bobby
research
Kennedy.
says it was his birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's wrong.
Bastards.
Yeah, gotta straighten them out. But Ella Fitzgerald was there. We had
Wow.
pictures taken with Bobby Kennedy, which we lost those pictures. They were in the papers.
I was just going to say, did you have the pictures?
Oh, I wish I did. Me and Richie have been trying to find that photo, with Bobby, because I thought he was great. I loved the Kennedys.
I'll tell you. Then I got a little story for you with me. When I was a kid, I guess I was, I don't know, what was it, 60, he ran in 60, right? The day before the election for presidency, my dad had been involved with the Democratic Party at the time. And my dad was just a plumber. I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way. He was a great dad and a great guy. We had no money. And for months, we would stuff, me and my sister, every weekend we'd have to go and stuff them. Everybody had a mailbox in those days. And we stuffed the flyers with, Kennedy Law, there was Nixon Lodge, Kennedy, and who I forget.
I forget too.
Whatever. Oh, well, Johnson.
Johnson, right.
And he made an appearance out at the Comac Arena out here. And again, to show you how times have changed, when we went out there, it was me, my father, and my sister, and me, and my mother. And we went out there, and my father said, listen, I have to go into the arena. It was mobbed. But I mean, I'm a kid. What do I? So he picked me and my sister up, and he just put us in the back of a pickup truck in front of the theater, the arena, which is still there. And he said, don't move, you know. And you wouldn't leave your kids there, you know. I mean, nowadays they'd be gone in 30 seconds. I mean, if they were 15, they'd be gone. So we're in the back of the truck, and I remember it like it was yesterday. And after Kennedy made his speech inside, he came out, and they realized there's 10,000 people outside. Where did they set him up? Where did they set the microphone up? In the back of the pickup truck. I actually stood there and held John Kennedy's leg as he made his speech from inside that pickup truck. And I never told anybody the story because nobody would ever believe me. And we were doing a show here one night, and a girl came in as Marilyn Monroe and never came out of character. Never came out of character. So during the commercial, I said to her, you know, I had met him because they were talking about the thing with him. And I said I had met him. And I did that, and the host said, you're full of shit, you're full of shit. So while it went back on, I just started Googling. I mean, I went on the Comac Arena thing, and here's the picture of me standing next to Kenny, my sister, and my mother standing right in front of him.
Wow.
And I have the picture in my phone, I'll show you.
Great shot.
Unbelievable. The next day he was President of the United States. Incredible, incredible. Now, let's move along with Mr. Dizek here. This is a story that you have to tell the people the story, because this is you're going to be blown away. When the Beatles came to town, by my old buddy Sid Bernstein, which Janine and I, we actually got to meet Sid, and we hung out with him. He's one of the greatest guys I ever met in my life. And probably the nicest guy I think I've ever met in my entire life.
Was a nice guy, yes.
But now, if you don't know, Sid is the guy who brought the Beatles to America and brought them to Shea Stadium. And I want you to tell this story because this is an amazing, amazing story.
Well, we got the idea. Now, at this time, we were a five-man group. We got the idea that we were talking to Sid Bernstein, right? But we got the idea that we wanted to be in this concert. We wanted to play on the stage opening for the Beatles. But there was no way that we were going to do that.
Right.
You know, it was a compact thing. They had all the schedules all made out and everything. You aren't going to do this, you know?
Right.
And so I don't know whose idea it was. It might have been Danny Mazur's or Erwin Mazur's. I'm not sure. That was our manager at the time. We decided to just go and act like we were part of the show. Our road crew went and unloaded our equipment in their truck, and we came in limousines.
Yeah. But you came in a van or something and then jumped into a limousine, right?
Right. So here we come out of this limousine, and they had a row of people because there were all kinds of fans and stuff.
Right.
You know, and they had to clear the path for us, you know, and ran us straight into the building. We were in. You know, Sid Bernstein knew we were going to do this, by the way.
Right.
He said, I can't get you in the show. He goes, I think it's a great idea. You end up doing this, you're going to be the biggest hit around. So here we are. We're in the building. We're in the dressing room. Bobby
And you saw the
Head was
Beatles come
there.
in, right?
We saw the Beatles come in. We couldn't get near them, though.
Right.
You know, but we did see them come down the hall. We were in a different dressing room. And while we're in there, some guy comes in here, he goes, you guys are not part of the show. We were nailed. They let us sit in the dugout. And the Lovin' Spoonful were there, you know.
John Sebastian.
And, which he doesn't remember that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
He's probably tripping or something.
But we were right next to those guys, you know. We got to watch it from the dugout,
Yeah.
which was pretty cool, but it wasn't as cool as it would have been.
Yeah.
But what we found out was that if we would have went on,
Oh,
that the
God.
Beatles would have never went on.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably would have killed us. You know?
Yeah, but man, you would have been really big.
Yeah. Guys
would've
that
been
crashed the Beatles concert.
See, I love these stories. This is stuff you can't, you know. Hey,
Yeah.
where do you hear this? I mean, that is an amazing story.
So the Hassels were like so close, but yet, you know.
Right, right. Well, I'll tell you, it goes on and on and on. All right, now, you know what? Why don't we, Janine? Why don't we? What do you say we watch a video?
Sure.
Oh, you know what, Janine? Better yet, how about we show a few pictures of my man here, with so all the girls can get crazy again. And you can talk these through if you want, John. If you could see them. That's just you guys all on stage. I don't know. I can't really see it.
That picture up there now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I hated those outfits.
See, I love the pants. I love the pants.
Oh, they
Now
were-
that's Billy in the middle, right?
Yeah. That picture is out in front of the eye, out in the Hamptons, on the front porch of the place. Used to love that
Did you ever
place.
play the barge out there too?
I think we did. I'm not.
That's
I'm
where the
really sure.
Rascals
Yeah.
recorded their first album, I believe.
Well, that's an advertisement, an old advertisement. Every week we were in the paper in different places. You know, we were playing like 6 nights a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice, 2 different places on Sunday.
A friend of mine, Eileen Broderick, called me, sent me a text that she said she went to Levittown. She was in Levittown High School in 9th grade, and you guys played at her high school in
Yeah.
Levittown.
Yeah,
That's a
I-
great picture right there.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed John Small's hand in front of my stomach there.
Yeah.
He had his real rascal.
That looks like a poster.
That I think was a record cover. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
first album cover.
Yeah.
That was done by Ruby Mazer. Still friends with Ruby. He'd be a good guy to have in here. He's an artist. He lives in Hawaii now. That was you got the 45 cover.
Mm-hmm.
Picture taken by Ruby at the My House. That was an old picture. Let's see, we had the SM58s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Issue
yeah.
57s rather.
Right. We got a
And
couple over
that
there.
was when Harry was in the group.
Not
then.
great singing into them.
No, but you know, back then that's what we could
Yeah,
afford.
yeah.
And they took a beating. And there's my friend Maria.
Oh, that's Maria.
that, we got Maria
Oh my
in
God, we
there.
were supposed to do a little special. That was a special one, Maria. I meant to actually surprise you with that. I guess we did. Surprise! All right. So now moving along. Time goes on. You guys are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now the drugs start coming into the game. Where?
Well, they came in.
No, I mean
right
where
from
it's
the
now
beginning.
it's disturbing the band,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Harry.
Harry was a troubled individual.
Yeah.
Great musician, great singer, but very given to habitual drug use, you know. And he didn't care what he took to get high.
Right. I had a lot of those friends.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate because of the
Yeah,
talent
it usually
that he had.
was talented people, you know,
Yeah.
really that had a great talent and just like blew it, you know.
So-
I can go on and list of great athletes and everything else.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But there was something intriguing that I did read. I don't know if it's true or not, but you know, I know he was into sniffing glue,
Right.
and he actually learned to sniff glue and play the keyboards at the same time live on stage.
Right. He would play
Is
a
that
Hammond
true?
organ, and he was playing bass pedals too.
Wow.
Not like people play the Hammond organ today; they have a bass player.
Right,
You know,
right.
but Harry played the bass pedals, and he played the Hammond organ, and he sang. We traveled down the coast, and we're playing in Florida at a club down there, and I turn around and because I don't hear Harry's part. And he's like this on the keyboard, and you know, huffing away, and it was bad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, so it got to that point. But that's not really what got him out of the group. It was, too, he had a violent side. And his sister was Elizabeth Weber, who was Billy's first wife.
Right.
And was Harry's sister, and very intelligent girl. I was in high school with her.
And you went to Syosset, right?
Yes, my junior and senior year. And we were in the dressing room. This is what we were back up north, and for some reason Harry held this against John that he was going out with his sister, and for just seemed like no reason, just turned around and attacked John in the dressing room.
Who, Billy?
No, Harry.
Harry.
And started pulling his hair and beating him up, and we realized that this can't go on.
Right.
You know, so that was when we got rid of Harry and started looking for a replacement. And Billy was in a group called the Commandos.
Hold on.
Oh, you don't want me to go that far?
No, he was in a couple. The Echoes,
The Echoes, right?
the Lost Souls, and the Commandos.
Okay, yeah,
Just, you know.
yeah.
So
And,
how did you get, you know, is that how you got in contact with him, through those bands?
He played, he opened for us one night at the My House.
Oh.
You know, and we saw him. I mean, he had a lot of talent, you know. He was playing like a small farfisa, and he was out in front with the sneakers on
Yeah.
and the baseball cap, you know, turned sideways, and, you know, just a goofy guy,
Yeah.
you know. But he could sing and he could play.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, and Howie was in the group, Howie Blauvilt, and he was a great bass player.
Yeah.
But we wanted Billy, and we wanted to put him on the Hammond organ. But Billy said, well, I'm not coming in the group unless I could take Howie with me. So we took both of them, and we became a five-man group. So that's how that came about.
Very cool, very cool. So now that went along well for a little while, right? And then you signed with United Artists, right, in '67?
Right.
And you come out with your single, Sam and Dave's You Got Me Humming. So, you know what, Janine, why don't we give the fans at home and all those crazy girls ready to scream and everything, let's see them, let's go to a video and watch You Got Me Humming by the Hassles.
See what you're doing to me. I open my eyes and I can hardly see. Looking around the basic here, and all the time I know there's no home. Why won't you listen to me? Just open your eyes and you'll appear to me. I don't care, there's no one there, but all along there must be some home. People just go the way they used to be. Sanity is chasing me. I hear voices where they shouldn't be. I hear voices where they shouldn't be. Your face seems to let down on me. Why is it so hard for you to let me be? Looking around on the beds and chairs, all the time I know you're no one. You just thought the way they used to be. Sanity is chasing me. I hear voices where they shouldn't be. I hear voices where they shouldn't be. Voices. Voices. But all the time I know there's no one. Time I know there's no one. All the time I know there's no one. Time I know there's no one. All the time I know there's no one. 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 All the time I know there's no one. Time I know there's no one.
All right, we're back. Now that one there, that was not You Got Me Humming. That was I Hear Voices. So we're going to go to You Got Me Humming, which was one of my, I love this song, love this song. Dig this. God, John, the memories that song brings back to me is incredible. Great times, great times. Somebody made a quote, and I want you to tell me whether you agree with this quote. But someone, I don't even know who the hell it was, but said, perhaps the largest local following with yet the worst luck at success.
I would say that's pretty accurate. You know,
that was, you know, as it's kind of sad, but, you know, because, you know, so many, you know, when you're almost there, you know, but you guys were there, you know, and I don't know, I guess just the way things went was just the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, Billy Joel, I mean, is Billy Joel. I mean, he's, you know, still packing the garden every month.
Sure.
And doing his thing, and, you know, Long Island guy. We love to see our own do well. And then now, you left the band in '68, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Just listen to me. I'm going to tell you.
I'm not listening. I think you got that right.
Now, why did you leave the band?
All right, first off, I had gone into the hospital for a tonsillectomy. It turned out to be a lot more than it was. I was hemorrhaging, and I was
really?
ended up in the hospital for a week, like, you know. During that time, we were in the studio. We were supposed to go into the studio. Well, they went in and Billy had, this is for the second album, Billy recorded some of my parts. So I didn't like that. You know, it's kind of underhanded, you know. So I didn't say too much. But then he started behind me on stage like spoofing me, you know. And it was the night we were playing at the Action House. And he started doing that. I said, I had enough of this. I said, Marie, let's get out of here. And we jumped in the car and left.
Really?
Yeah.
In the middle of a show?
Yeah.
No shit.
Very unprofessional.
Boy, that killed his career, huh?
Well, you know,
Hey, you know, I mean, actually, he actually, in actuality, probably he owes you his career.
Sure.
For doing that.
Yeah. Thanks, Billy. I'm checking the mail.
There you go. There you go. Well, I'll tell you, this has been, you know, it's so great to hear these stories and to hear the actual history and how you started. I mean, harmonizing in the car and you know, battle of the bands, and I mean, this is what people really like to hear. You know, I mean, we've all heard the music, but you know, no one really knows the real story, and it's so nice to hear the backstory. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
I know it intrigued me. I mean, I love it, and I'm so glad that you're here. And actually, now life has changed for you. You're back performing again, which we're all very happy to hear. And you have a duo right now, right? And so I think maybe we'll go to, is there anything more you want to touch on with the Hassles?
Basically, you know, that you hit on a lot of points. It was really good. You know, I would just like to mention how the music scene has changed so much since those days when you would go into a place and set up on a Wednesday night and play there till Sunday. You wouldn't have to keep setting up your equipment.
Right.
Where nowadays you're in a place for one night.
And you got paid.
know?
They didn't ask you how many people you're going to bring.
Yeah. Well, and the places were always packed.
Right.
You know,
Different time.
A different time, you know. We did play, we were fortunate enough to play Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we played there with Stevie Wonder. And Palisades we did all the time. We did
Palisades Park, my prom.
Yeah. We did a lot of, played with a lot of big people there. You know, a lot of...
Was Cousin Brucey there?
Yeah, a lot of... we met Cousin Brucey a number of times. Richie reminded me of this. We went out to Chicago to do a TV show, The Upbeat Show.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, and we, B.B. King and Sly and the Family Stone were on with us.
No kidding.
And when we got out there, because they hired us because of You Got Me Humming, and they thought we were a black group.
Right.
When we walked
Surprise!
in, they saw that, they couldn't believe it. We ended up having to lip sync the song. Actually, the only one that was allowed to play live was BB. But Richie did get to play his guitar. He got to play with Lucille. You know,
Cool.
So that was cool, you know. But there's so many cool things like that.
But you played with a lot of big name people too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You remember any of them?
Sure. Yeah. Do you remember the Fugs from New York?
Yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah.
I loved those guys.
Yeah.
They were a weird group, you know. There's so many of them, you know. Mostly black groups. The Isley Brothers, you know.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
they were fantastic.
Great.
Played a lot with the Rascals.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I wanted to say. That the music scene has really changed, you know, and it's hard. I was talking to a fellow who was in the Age of Reason, that local group on Long Island, and Tony Figueroa. I was just talking to him this afternoon, and he was saying how, you know, wow, it's kind of tough getting gigs. You know, everybody and his brother's got a
And
group.
you know what it is? The sad part is the club owners don't care how good the band is. They
Yeah.
couldn't care less. How many people can you bring? That's all they care about. They
Yeah.
couldn't care about the music. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then now the BMI is going out and charging club owners
Right.
a
right.
fee.
They're gonna
That's
kill
killing
everything.
a lot of places because
They're
they
gonna
don't
kill a lot
want
of
to. We're not going to have the music. You know?
And the sad part about that is, you know, which I really truly believe, that if it wasn't for cover bands, these bands would be long gone. because the cover bands keep the music going. Because
What did they
the younger
play on the way up?
generation, right? But the younger generation, you know, the 20, 30-year-olds go in and they go, "Wow, I never heard that song.
That's
Play
right.
that song." And they'll go out and buy the album. So I mean, they're really stupid by doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really stupid. Because I know they just did that out east. They went to all these clubs and shut them down.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
But
crazy.
you know what I found out too is that club owners, I hope there's some listening, can deal with these people and not pay them what they're
Oh, it's
asking for.
ridiculous. I was
Talk
just
them
reading
down.
an article, I forget where it was, that this big club, they're going to shut them down. I think it might have been Texas or something. And they're going to literally go out of business because of this. You know,
Yeah.
they're going to lose their business, you know, just because of that. They was getting sued for like, it was ridiculous, like $400,000 or something. It was ridiculous for playing cover tunes.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Hey, we didn't play them. The band played them." I mean, you can't dump it on the band either. You know what I mean? But I mean, in actuality, they are doing that. I know. In Freeport, they were going into the clubs on the water down there and saying, "Hey, you can't, you know, we got to pay us." And
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's
Shut
crazy.
down.
You know. And shame on the artists too, that if they're pushing that,
Yeah.
you know, shame on them, because I mean, God, that's the highest respect you could have if a band took the time to
Yeah,
learn your
it's an
song.
honor. I would be honored.
Absolutely,
You know.
I'm going to do what you got me humming
Yeah, that'd be great.
on the 27th. I'm going to do that. You got me humming. So, anything else? I mean, I want to make sure that you got everything you want to talk about before we bring in our next guest.
Yeah, I think I've about said it all, you know.
Well, I got to tell you something. The Hassles, what a great group, great time. I hope that you guys enjoyed the story of the Hassles. I mean, John is a great guy, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it's an amazing story. I love the story, and you know, we're going to see in a little bit. We're going to take a commercial. We're going to come back with part 2 of John's new life and what he's up to now, and. We're even going to have a live set here, right here on the Maverick Soul Hour. So hang in there. We'll be right back.
After all the candles are blown out, after the last toast of the night, Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech stand the test of time. Beautifully designed, built to last.
Only Cambridge paving stones have ArmorTech, our unique process that produces a rich, distinctive color.
Create your own memories with Cambridge paving stones. Visit CambridgePavers.com.
Cambridge paving stones with ArmorTech will always look like new.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
All right, we are back live in the Madhouse, and I am here with John Dizek from the Hassles. And John, now it's time to move along to part 2 of your life. So now, when you left, what did you do? Did you pack it all in?
I did for a number of years, and when I was 28 years old, I became a Christian. I met the Lord, and I started playing in church. So for the next 35 years, I just played in church, and that's when I started playing piano again.
Mm-hmm.
I took classical, 8 years of classical as a child, but left it because my parents wouldn't let me play anything but classical. And in the interim, picked up guitar and bass and messed around with other instruments. But when I got into church, I started playing piano and organ. I had many B3s and stuff, but totally got away from secular music altogether. Because when I was here in Long Island, I was basically on staff at churches full-time. I was full-time musician for Church of God in Lindenhurst and in Massapequa. And then we moved to Pennsylvania.
Where were you living? Were you living in Syosset at the time?
No, I got married and we were living in Lindenhurst.
Oh, okay. I used to live. That's where I first got married. I lived in Lindenhurst
yeah?
too. Yeah.
And then we moved to East Northport, and then we moved out to Pennsylvania.
Excuse me.
Yeah. We weren't in the ritzy section of East Northport. Then we moved to Pennsylvania, and the church scene was much different there. There played a lot out of hymnals where here the music was pretty lively and stuff, you know. And which was good for me because I got back into reading music and playing the old hymns and stuff. But the music scene there too began to change and evolve, and got more contemporary. And I still play in church to this day, and I love it. Wouldn't give it up for the world. I play in Full Gospel Church, our Father's house in Scranton. But I was playing for a big church in Peckville, Pennsylvania, and I was on staff there, but that was coming to a close. And one day out of I wanted more music. I wanted to play more.
Right.
So I put an ad. I went to one of those sites where musicians just, like a classified thing, and I just put my name down. I said I play piano, guitar, harmonica, some vocals, and never heard anything. About 5, 6, 7 years went by.
You should have put, I used to be in the Hassles. I was the good-looking guy in the front.
I never played that up,
Yeah,
I just that was part of my past and really never brought it up. And then one day, 3 years ago, about 3 years ago, I get this call from this young man over here, Alan, and he has a band, and they're looking for a keyboard player. And I mean, how did you find my number, It took me about a month to contact him back, because I was thinking, do I really want to do this? It's a big step for me. So I decided yes, and I went there and went to a rehearsal. Really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the music. We played a lot. We did a lot of jam songs, which were Allman Brothers and long drawn out
Right.
arrangements and stuff, which helped me to hone my my skills in soloing and stuff, which you don't get to do in church.
Right.
Eventually, Al and I just decided to go out as a duo, and which we're doing now, and we're doing that for a little bit over a year now, and we're starting to work pretty steady. So, and Al's a very talented vocalist and guitar player, and I sing harmony and play piano, and that's basically what we're doing.
So I think we should introduce Al to the
Yeah.
world. This is Mr. Al Crum.
Hi, Ma.
He made it, Ma. He made it. He made it. So Al, when you called him, you didn't know who he was, right?
No.
Now, how long did he hide this from you before you found out?
I would say it's probably about 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, he's a very modest guy. I mean, he is a modest guy.
Kind of dug it out of him, really.
Yeah. Did it shock? Were you like blown away by that?
I was shocked that he wanted to stay with us. I mean, we're just a plain old garage band type, And
They're still the best
his
bands,
caliber
though.
of playing was far beyond what we were expecting,
Right.
So,
Thank you.
Even as a duo, to this day, his caliber of playing is beyond. I'm just wondering most of the time, what the heck is he doing with me?
This is a humble guy. This guy,
No.
he doesn't realize the talent that he has. When people hear him sing and stuff, we get a crowd going. And it's worked out good for us.
So what's the name of this group? Humble?
It's called the Al and John Duo. Very simple, just Al and John Duo.
Now, where can the people, the booking people and, club owners out in your area, any area, where can they get a hold of you? Which you will be seeing a live set here. They're going to do a few songs for us. But where can they get in touch with you if they're interested?
Well, we have a Facebook page. We each have individual pages. John Dizek, or Alan Alski's 80. Alan
And that's
Alski's
spelled
88.
Dizek.
And we have a duo page. It's the Alan John Duo. And you can look us up on Facebook. We could be booked through there. Our phone numbers are on there. Email
Now you're going to
address.
get all these girls calling you. You know that.
Yeah, let's just hang it.
Right, Maria?
So, so we're looking to work.
So are you keeping busy with the duo?
Yeah, it's
That we are.
as busy as we can be. As busy as we.
And I have to ask, because I'm just like, do the people in the audience know who you are?
Many times
No.
they do. When we went up
Oh, they do?
to Calhoun, and
Yeah.
so many people
Calhoun,
recognize me.
yeah, I go up there all the time.
Yeah, people recognize me up there. Not so much in Scranton, so much or in Pennsylvania.
Now,
Yeah.
are you in Scranton?
We're in Scranton. Al lives
So that's
outside
where they
Scranton.
don't know you.
That the hassles, but I have found many people that have the album. After I talk to
Do you
them,
get a
stuff,
lot
they
of
don't know
that?
it.
Do you get a lot of people bringing their albums to sign? And
No.
No, really? I'd see. That's stupid on their part.
Yeah. Well, I did it's a funny thing. I did an album in 2000. It was a contemporary Christian album, and which I wrote for this vocalist, Angela Burke, and she's got a beautiful voice. She like perfect pitch. She was a violin player when she was a
Right,
child.
sure.
Really developed her ear, and we put together a band, and it was top musicians from that area. And the lead guitar player, John Lewis, came into the practice one day with our CD. When they had remastered and put that CD out,
Right.
And he goes, "Oh yeah," and that blew my cover right there, So.
Well, let me ask Al. Does he get a lot of people like like the girls want to still see him and all that stuff. Like it's, you know, because I know he won't tell me. I mean, the man was Paul McCartney. I mean, he really was.
Right.
He really was. I mean, let's face facts.
He's true to his colors.
No, I know that.
Being
I know
married.
that. But these other people are crazy. So.
You know, he's very personable, though.
Mhm.
And when you're very, very personable, people have a tendency to, like a magnet to, you know.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, I'm obviously I have to be on Facebook a lot, and I have a few pages, and I was blown away by the response when this went up, and now that Facebook has really, in my opinion, screwed us all. You know, you used to be able to invite 5,000 people. Now they cut. Then it was 1,600. Now it's down to 500. So I don't know why they call it a networking thing. I don't, because if you're limited to 500, it's really not networking. But so when I booked this and I sent the invitation out, well, Janine did. I asked that because of this happening, would people do me a favor and help me get it out there? And I was blown away by the amount of people that knew. First of all, that knew. And that cared enough to send this invitation out. It was astronomical. Amazing. And I tried to thank everyone, but you can't, because like when it says so shared it, but you know, you can't follow it only sees one, you know, so it's hard. So I thank you all.
Yeah, it's so nice. People are great.
Yeah, it was great. So Al, anything else?
Not really.
You having fun with him?
Yeah, I would say so. Sometimes I can't keep up, but.
Oh, come on, Al.
So how far do you travel?
Well,
from Scranton to Long Island.
Yeah.
To Deer Park, anyway.
Well, I'll tell you, if the money's there, we'll travel, you know.
Yeah.
But for like a normal gig, I guess Calhoun's about the furthest, which is, I metered it out, last trip, 70 miles for us. You know, so that's a pretty good drive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good ride.
But
Costs you more than gas, right?
It does cost in gas, you know. But you know, when you go and you're playing for people.
Yeah, that's fine. What place do you play up there?
We play the Calhoun Brewing
Is that where
Company.
Mary heads?
That's where Mary works.
That's where Mary works.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
Hey, Mary.
I thought we were going to see her, too.
And we play in the Sidetrack Bar down the road from them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
coming up.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
That's like going back in time, going in that town. It's like
Yeah,
really going
it's
back in
beautiful.
time. It's like an old western town or something, you know?
Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Like we're up there a lot, and actually, the people, you know, the Army and Navy store that was on the corner there, that blew. The owners, we've known them for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And you know, we used to go out to dinner with them and everything. And the last time we went up, we found out that the house blew up.
Yeah,
Wow.
big fire.
Completely annihilated the whole house, right to the foundation.
Yeah.
Great people, great people. I actually worked with him. He was an electrician in the city, and I worked with him in the construction business in New York. And he was a great guy. We knew him for years and years and years, and both of them, his family. I mean, we were very close with them. And then Tommy, who has a couple of antique stores up there, crazy Tommy, he's crazy. I like Calhoun. It's a fun.
Yeah.
It's I really don't spend a lot of nights there, but we do a lot of days there. You know, hanging out, walk through
We
the
gotta
town.
meet you up
It's
there
an artsy
sometime.
kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And we have friends that have stores up there, so it's a great place. I like it, and I like Jeffersonville. I like it up
Never
there.
been there.
Oh, you love
That's
it. I mean,
a nice place.
it's like Mayberry. It's like Mayberry.
Yeah.
It's really a nice town. Great little places to eat. You know that
Yeah.
$8 for a dinner. I mean, a home cooked dinner. It's like not costs you $140 here. You know, but I like the people up there. I like that when you walk down the street, people say hello to you. You know, it's not like here they just bang into you. And,
Right. Nobody knows one another.
Yeah, it's sad. But what are you gonna do?
You know, we go all over, but the thing is, we're not getting rich by what we do.
You're getting rich. You're getting rich here, though.
Right.
And
you
that's
love
that's
to
more
play.
important.
You have this need to play. That's what musicians are, you know. And
Very few of them are getting richer. I mean, the older guys that made it are kind
Yeah.
of still making money, but up and coming, boy, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible. I mean, every kid has a recording studio in their top pocket
That's right.
now. You know, there's YouTube. It's a whole new world. The one thing I do like about it is the exposure of talent that I would have never seen. Like you see some kid from Yugoslavia
Yeah.
playing like
I
Jimmy
know.
Page. It's like, holy crap, and the guy's like 13, you know.
Yeah.
You would have never seen that, you know. But on the other side of it is so much. It's like, you know, it's kind of taken for granted, you
Yeah.
know. And like I said, the clubs, to get in the clubs, you know, the first question they say is, how many people are you going to bring? You know, rather than, you know, what are you going to do for me? How much advertising are you going to do for me?
Right.
It's how many people you're going to bring. I don't know. You know, what am I, a wizard? You know, because, I mean, you know, you'll send out an invitation, and sometimes you'll have 150 people say they're going to go, and 8 show up. And sometimes 8 say they're going to go, and 150 show up. Who could possibly tell you how many
That's
people
right.
you're going to bring?
all I know.
And it sucks. It really sucks. And but like you said, if you're doing it for here and you're good with that,
Yeah.
the rest is good.
Well, I'm looking forward to playing with you over at, what is it?
The Dancing Cat.
Dancing
Yeah,
Cat.
Yeah.
That'll be a good night. So
That'll be fun. That'll be
anybody
fun.
out there looking,
That's
where
a
the
great
Dancing
place
Cat
up
is.
in Bethel. Great place. Stacy Cohen, great person, really good. And maybe next year we'll get you at Yazga's Farm for the reunion.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know, it's already been booked for 6 months, but I'm sure they'd love to have you up there too. So, Gerald, if you're watching, I can bring you one of the hassles right here, and Big Al over here. So, you would love that. You would absolutely love that, because that's like going to a different planet completely. 5 stages in the forest on Max's yard, you know,
Wow.
not at Bethel Woods, on the farm,
Yeah.
you know, in the woods. It's great. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And if anybody's buying tickets, use the code word Maverick, and you'll get 25% off.
Great.
So,
Cool.
well, listen, I mean, is there anything that are we good? I mean, are we ready to do some rock and roll or what?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do a couple of songs.
You ready, Big Al?
All right.
Should we bring Maria over here or what? Maria, you want to come sit on my lap over here?
Oh, I would love to.
We have Maria over here. Come on, why don't you just come over for a second?
Just for a second.
Just for a second. We want to, you know, Maria's such a beautiful person too. Come sit over here, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we got to
Hello,
make sure
am I
you're in your
on?
shot. See up
Am I in
there?
my shot?
You got to get closer.
Oh my God, I'll get close. Janine,
This
don't
is
get jealous.
Maria. She goes back with John. How long?
Oh, it's going to be 50 years.
50
Oh, yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But they're great friends, and she made a big Italian dinner for these guys today.
And I brought you some.
And she brought me
Janine.
some, and Janine some. So we're going to chow down after this is over, that's for sure. But take a letter, Maria.
Thank you. Thank
Great
you.
having
It
you
was
too.
great.
All right, so listen, we're going to take a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to have these 2 gentlemen in here playing live right in the Madhouse. So hang in there, get yourself ready. We'll be right back. $1.3 million women are victims of physical assault by an intimate partner each year. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, the majority of cases aren't reported to the police. Most people who are in an abusive relationship don't even know they're in one. The truth is, all abusive relationships boil down to one thing: control.
How do you like it? My new dress.
Are you out of your mind? You look like a prostitute. We're not going out with you dressed up like that in public.
But what am I supposed to wear?
Wear something decent. You can't wear that out in public. We're going to be late. Get back in there and pick a different outfit. I'm going to go run some errands. I'll be back in 30 minutes. Please be ready, okay?
Fine, I'll change. Fine.
Abuse is not always physical, leaving wounds that are visible on the outside. Emotional abuse is just as painful, only these wounds are hidden on the inside.
Are you out of your mind? You're crazy. You look like a prostitute.
Know that abuse is abuse, no matter what the form.
Look at me.
Oh my God, what's wrong with me?
Physical abuse scars the body,
I just wanted to love me.
but mental abuse scars the mind.
What you just saw was an example of a relationship that is emotionally abusive. Nobody has the right to tell you how to dress or how to act. If someone really cares for you, they won't tear you down. They will build you up.
How do you like it?
Wow. You look great. Fantastic. But then again, you look great all the time.
Thank you. I was hoping you'd like it. It's my new dress. I bought it just so we could go out tonight.
You look stunning.
Thank you. But I think I'm going to take a sweater just in case it gets cold tonight.
Great idea. I'm going to take one too. Let's go.
All relationships are not perfect, but a healthy relationship is when two people bring out the best in each other and have each other's good in mind. Take your time to know someone instead of rushing into something. It is better not to involve yourself with an abusive person than to try and get out of a domestic violence situation.
If someone is abusive to you and you need help, please call the Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. They have highly trained experts available 24/7 who will speak with you confidentially and offer information regarding the unhealthy aspects of your relationship, resources, or immediate support for victims to find safety and live lives free of abuse. Domestic violence affects us all.
It affects us all.
Nos afecta a todos.
It affects us all.
모두에게 영향을 줍니다.
Che ci ricarte tutte.
It affects us all.
Domestic violence.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is me, PMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
Well, good evening, everybody. We're glad to be here at the Madhouse TV with Tommy Maurer. We thank him for having... Tommy Marr. I'm sorry, Tommy. We're just glad to be here, you know, for this opportunity, and I want to thank him for that. And we're the Alan John Duo. We're going to play a few tunes for you, give you an idea of what we do.
'Cause every night I have the strangest dream, invested by the way things used to be. Left here on my own, so it seems. I got to leave before I start to scream. 'Cause someone locked the door, yeah, took the key. Well, be alright. Not feeling too good myself. Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself. Yeah, baby, sure took me for one big ride. And even now I sit and wonder why. When I think of you, girl, I start to cry. I know I can't get upset, I must stay trying. I got to stop believing in all your lies. 'Cause I got too much to do, yeah, before I die. Well, alright. Not feeling too good myself. Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself. That baby sure took me for one big ride. And even now I sit and wonder why. When I think of you, girl, I start to cry. I know I can't get upset, I must stay trying. I got to stop believing in all your lies. 'Cause I got too much to do, yeah, before I die. Well, feel alright. Not feeling too good myself. Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself. Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself. Feeling alright. Not feeling too good myself. Well, feeling alright, 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 yeah. Not feeling too good myself. Well, feeling alright, 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 yeah. Not feeling too good myself. Feeling alright, 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 yeah. Not feeling too good myself. Well, feeling alright, 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 yeah. Not feeling too good myself. Well, feeling alright. All right. Put on my blue suede shoes and boarded a plane. Touchdown in the land, the Delta blues, middle of the pouring rain. W.C. Handy, won't you look down over me? Yeah, I got a first class ticket, child, but I'm blue as a boy can be. Well, I'm walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the bill, walking in Memphis. But do you really feel the way I feel? Saw the ghost of Elvis on Union Avenue, followed him up to the gates of Graceland. Then I watched him walk right through. Now security did not see him, they just hovered around his tomb. There's a pretty little thing waiting for the king down in the jungle room. When I was walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the bill, walking in Memphis. Do you really feel the way I They've got catfish on the table, they've got gospel in the air. Reverend Green, be glad to see you when you haven't got a prayer. Child, you've got a prayer in Memphis. Uriel plays piano every Friday at the Hollywood, and they brought me down to see her, and they asked me if I would do a little number, and I sang with all my might. She said, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said, ma'am, I am tonight. Walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the bill, walking in Memphis. But do you really feel the way I feel? Walking in Memphis, walking with my feet 10 feet off the bill, walking in Memphis. Put on my blue suede shoes and boarded a plane. Touchdown in the land, the Delta blues, the middle of the pouring rain. Touchdown in the land, the Delta blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. Oh, yeah. Do 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 do. Hey, little girl, won't you meet me at the schoolyard gate? I got some backstage pass for the big show town, so honey, don't you make me be late. If you leave real He's old kids spit, he's got his old pants fan. Let's get together while we're getting this right. Roll with the rhythm tonight. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Hey, little girl, won't dance with you all night long. Music's got me moved, I feel pretty loose. I feel the rhythm, it's coming on strong, pretty baby. Rhythm, baby, power the sound. With everybody jumping, we can bring the house down. Let's get together while we get this right. Roll with the rhythm tonight. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Love my music. Never gonna change my tune. Don't you know that I love my music? Never gonna change my tune. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, well, well. What do you guys think about that, huh? That's some business right there. Al, I'd like to thank you. What a pleasure it was having you guys here. John, I can't ever thank you enough. We're going to be doing a few things together for sure, without a doubt. It was great, great, great having you here. So anybody who's looking to book these guys, get them on Facebook. And they have the individual pages. John Dizek and Alan. Is it Alan on there or Al?
It's Alan Alice Keys 88, but just go to our Facebook page, Alan John Duo, and we'll find that real easy.
And then just pay them a lot of money, and they'll come and play for you. Not a problem. But, you know, of course, we'd like to have you guys come back in, you know, soon again, and we've really enjoyed it. It was great. I loved it. I loved your whole history. I loved everything, and I can't thank you enough, man. It was really good. So thank you, everybody. Have a blessed week. Be safe out there. God bless you. We'll see you next week.